Hello and welcome to the Historic PWI. I am your host, Sherry Brett. We have got my lovely co-host, Kris, and we are joined tonight by our special guest, Peter Parker. He is
Hello.
somebody that does investigations and things like that, guys, but he's got a very active home, which is where most of his content and stuff comes from. We've got some very interesting questions and conversation to have with Peter tonight. And we've also got some content of some videos and some pictures that he sent over to share out with you guys and get your thoughts on. So first, I just want to get Kris to say hello.
Hello. Hi, guys. I'm excited. I can't wait to see everything.
And then we're going to just bring...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff we want to talk about. So now we're just going to bring Peter up. And what I want Peter to do, all I want you to do, Peter, is just to introduce yourself a little bit. Tell the guys in the room a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, so that they can get a bit of a picture of who you are.
Hiya. Peter Parker's the alias I use. It's not my real name, obviously, but I'm not Spider-Man or anything like that. But yeah, I've just sort of been investigating my own home after a lot of stuff's happened. I sort of played with an Ouija board. Lots of weird stuff's happened since then, but stuff was happening prior to the board, hence using the board to try and find out who it was that was actually haunting me to begin with. So yeah, sort of family man, got 4 kids, missus, live at home, obviously. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to get into giving you a little bit of information about Peter, and then we're going to go on to asking him some questions. Okay, guys? So obviously Peter is an investigator of the paranormal. He's become interested in the paranormal due to the experiences that he has with his home and other phenomena that he's experienced. He's an experiencer, obviously, of the paranormal because he's got all of this stuff going on in his home. He's got some amazing video and picture evidence to show. I most definitely believe this man is 100% legit. And from what we was able to see as well, pretty active house. He is a creator, obviously, on Facebook and YouTube, but mainly on YouTube. He does have a YouTube channel, guys. So you can go and follow him over there. So Peter is a very together man who has experienced the paranormal in his home he has lived in. The activity Peter has been experiencing has been since using a board. Peter had been having some experiences in his home for years and wanted to know who the energy is in his home was and who it was, and decided to do a board when not fully educated on how to use one, which has caused Peter to have a lot of activity believed to be good and bad energy. Peter has experienced objects fall from places in his home. Peter has experienced energies call his name and some of his family also. He gets a lot of activity from orbs in his home, which are said to be the energies of spirits. Peter was told a porthole may be in his attic. No activity was said to take place in the home for after 5 years after using the board. But Peter had had a strange dream of 2 men in suits and 1 lady in a wedding dress. They were said to be elderly people. Peter has said he smelled a decaying flesh smell when a shadow energy holding a knife has been seen, but has not smelt this since blessing the house, but the energies are said to still be active within his own. Peter has become unwell by the shadow man seen in his home in the past. Peter became part of a spiritual church where he has learned to find and use his abilities, but safely. When Peter started this spiritual church, he was told about his brother/friend who was round him. This has been informed to him by mediums at this church. Peter has investigated public places with a friend, but that has stopped for now, and he is just investigating the activity in his home, but does plan to get back out investigating public places in the future. Peter will also be learnt how to investigate safely and learn about protection so he can be safe when he's out and when he is at home. So this is a little bibliography that I've wrote about Peter from speaking to him on a video call with Kris and us getting to know some very interesting stuff about his house and that we'd seen some really phenomenal footage, which we are going to be sharing with you today. But first we are going to get into maybe just first asking you, Peter, what is it like to be having those sort of experiences in your home and things like how have you felt over the period of it happening?
I can't.
Excuse me, just a minute, guys.
Can you ask that again, please?
I said, so tell us what it's been like for you having these experiences in your home. Like, how's it made you feel, like from when it started all the way up? Like, give us a little bit of information about how it's made you feel living in a haunted and active home.
Before I used the board and that, it was like stuff would fall off the sides, and it would only be whenever I was at the house alone. And I sort of ignored it, even though it was going on. I just sort of like picked the things up, put it back, and just didn't pay any attention or anything like that. Since I bought the motion cameras and I started getting the voices and that on it, yeah, that creeped me out to begin with. I'm not going to lie. We used to have to wait till the morning to listen to them, but obviously, like, you get used to it after a while, and it's sort of grown with me. I've grown with it, you know, and just sort of I'm really used to it now, and sort of, yeah, it's fine. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, really, if I'm honest. But it's still a bit weird, obviously, but.
Yeah, and I should think it is because there's a lot of people out there that get quite spooked out by their haunted houses and probably still are living in houses that they're scared of. So it is really good that you've come to adjust to the building and the activities that's going on. But, you know, you must like want to like.
I had to just go with it and just made myself man up and deal with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't put it straight away. I told myself I can't show fear because they're going to feed off that, you know. So yeah, I just sort of like just grew a pair, as they say, and just dealt with it really. But yeah,
I feel you very much. So
I could have sat there sitting there scared and all that, but it wouldn't have got me anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So I sort of just I've got used to it now, and it's become a lot more real. Obviously, I still look at stuff now, and I think, I'm not going to see anything else, and then they say something else on the camera or capture something else, and it still blows me away. It still fascinates me, even looking back at the early stuff we filmed or whatever. It still amazes me now. So yeah, it's just fascinating.
What we were interested in is because when you open the gates, you open something, you know, into your home. And then you were asking for family, so clearly you got some family, but you may have got some other things. But in speaking to you the other day, you had said that you think that the darker energy with the sword had went away, possibly. Maybe you had prayed it away, or.
Well, the thing is, I took that photo, and as I said, after taking that photo, I was literally physically sick with a really bad migraine every day for about 6 weeks. It wasn't until later on that I realized, looking back, that that's what caused it. But I'd done a cleansing. My house wasn't blessed. I'd done a cleansing myself with white Cali sage and Palo Santo. And after that, the smell that I was smelling right where I took the picture of the shadow man and in the corner of my kitchen, that smell just seemed to disappear. Whether it was the cleansing that done it, I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, looking back on it, it's all sort of taken time for everything to fall into place, or time for me to realise what was going on, if that makes sense.
No.
So I didn't realise at the time, even when I took the photo of that shadow man, I didn't realise. I just did. Yeah, it just took a while for it to sink in. I tried everything I could to sort of, you know, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. I tried. I wouldn't have, and I didn't know what I was dealing with. That's why I made the YouTube channel and the Facebook page and all that in the first place, to try and meet people like yourselves that have more of an understanding about these things, because I still know next to nothing about it apart from what I've experienced myself, and I'm still trying to find answers that I just can't find.
That's why it's good that you've come into this community. That's why it's good you've come into this community. There is a lot of people that know what they're doing. I've been doing this for 20 odd years, and you know, yeah, debunking is really important in it, but from what I've seen in the videos, you know,
Yeah, of
I've
course.
looked at them and I've gone over them. I'm like trying to work out what could cause that, and to me, it's unexplained.
Yeah,
Like, so
exactly.
this activity definitely going, and
Yeah,
there are pictures that show where they're doing
100%.
things that you just can't deny. Like, seriously, like, it's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto the questions and just read the questions the way that the guys can understand a bit about you, okay? And you just answer to the best that you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
that's cool.
made
Sorry,
you
I
want...
haven't been too prepared, but I'll do my best.
It's okay. It's fine. Like, just go
Sorry.
with the flow. Just go with the flow. Like, it don't matter. It's about you. You don't have to be worried about what you say or whatever. Like, just be you.
Yeah, no.
So
That's cool.
the first question is, so what made you start investigating the activity in your home? What made you want to start investigating that?
Well, basically, when I took the photo of the shadow man, it was just after an object fell off the radiator cover in front of me and my missus. So I take the photo of the shadow man. I took several photos. I didn't even notice it at the time. Put my phone down, carried on about my life. It was like 2 or 3 days later, I was scrolling through my photo album and clocked the shadow man. I thought, what is that? You know? So after realizing that it was unexplained, or I couldn't explain it, I carried on filming around the house, taking pictures, started filming these orbs. I'd never filmed an orb before in my life. Started filming these blue orbs with a line going through them. So yeah, I filmed that much. I filled up the whole phone that I was using, and I went to buy another phone because I didn't want to delete any of the footage that I had. So I thought I'd buy a whole new device, which is the one I'm talking to you on now. And at the same time, I bought a motion camera. So no, I noticed they were selling motion cameras, £40. I thought I'd buy one, set it up. Set it up in my front room / bedroom, started filming these orbs coming out of my wall, or the camera was picking up these orbs coming in and out of my wall, balls of light coming past the camera, triggering the camera, going into another wall. So it was about 3 days in, I realized that it was recording sound because the sound was muted. So when I was playing the videos back to start with, it wasn't playing any sound. And when I realized it was recording sound, I checked back the videos again that I'd previously recorded for the few days.
Yeah.
And there was noises as the orbs come, and there was voices and stuff like this. So
yeah, it was
asking questions, and when I listened to it the next day, there was people replying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The most definitely interesting videos, and they are going to get to see.
So yeah,
they're going to get to see what you're saying.
But when you showed me,
my point of what I'm saying is, like, that's why I started investigating.
Yeah.
I think we've got a bit of a delay, guys.
Because the one orb.
Yeah, sorry, it's probably my signal.
The blue orb that flew in and out of your patio, that was clear as day, and it was doing something. And it was one of them around your baby, like your kids, like, little playpen?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, there's quite a few around my boy, and that they seem to be really drawn to my boy.
I mean,
not just the orbs, the voices on the camera. They call my boy's name a lot more than they do mine, to be fair.
Yeah.
Children usually see things a little bit more than adults.
Yeah, some of the footage I've got would lead me to believe that he can see and hear what the camera hears to a certain extent. He sort of reacts to some of the EVPs on my camera that I can't hear with my ears, but he seems to react to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, children are said to be very open to that side, because obviously they've got a very pure mind and they're very open mind, so they do become more in contact. But at the same time, you've got to look at it from the serious side as well. Like, we don't fully know who all of these energies are and that. So obviously he's really important to be kept safe. And I mean, which is why it's good that you do go around and do your cleansings and stuff, like to try and.
I don't know any of the voices on my cameras. I don't know any of the people. I don't know who any of them are. They're not people I knew when they were living.
And but when you asked the Ouija board just to contact your family, your parents.
I called up
descendants from you from somewhere else, maybe further down the line. Have you asked their names? Is a
I,
question.
I have asked some names and that. I mean, it's a bit vague. You don't always get an answer. I can't guarantee I turn the camera on, talk to it, and definitely get an answer. But when I first started doing it, it was pretty much all the time. But I was quite wary and a little bit freaked out by it then, that I didn't do it as often as what I would have done now if I knew what I was capturing at the time. Do you see what I'm saying? I'd sort of ask questions and I'd ask
Yeah.
questions in the middle of the night and then wait till the morning to listen back to them. But yeah, when I done the board, I called up four people that I knew, obviously my family and friends when living on the board. And yeah, none of the people that are talking on my cameras are the people I called up on the board. I don't know who they are.
Do you dream afterwards? Do you ever have any dreams about them? Or is it just everything that you catch on camera?
The only dreams that I had, like I said, in between the time of doing the board till all the activities started picking up again, was the reoccurring dream of seeing the two men and the women all wearing women wearing a wedding dress and the men wearing wedding suits. I've no idea who they are. I don't recognize them, but I had the same dream and the feeling of waking up like I've met these people in my sleep. And this happened a number of times. I don't know an exact number, but happened over and over.
Yeah.
But I don't know it. I don't know who they are. I just know it hasn't happened again recently. But
they'll come to you in a dream before they appear to you. But even if they appear to you, most of the time you dream about them too. And then hearing the voices, shoot, I've only heard one time a ghost ever said my voice, and it said my name. Have you heard them say your name too?
Yeah,
nah, not in only on the yeah, on the cameras I have, but not in my. I can't hear it in real time.
Yeah, just on the camera and stuff.
So they're saying
I don't hear it
too. Yeah.
Yeah, all of my children's names.
Wouldn't hurt you to do like an ancestry and see like who all your ancestors were, because if you did call some people in, it could be somebody. But I feel like it's the land.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 10 minutes away from Stonehenge and like 10 minutes away from Old Sarum Castle. So yeah, a lot of people have suggested that it could be I've opened something up that's already here. I can't argue with that, or I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but. All I know is I don't.
Very possible. Very, very possible.
I just don't recognise any of the people. Do you know what I mean? I don't go, well, that's such and such. It's just,
Question 2 on here was actually answered because obviously Sis brought out about the Ouija board and stuff. So I'm going to move on to question 3, which is how did you feel when you was using the board? Like, how did it make you feel when you was using it? Was there any feelings you got or?
Honestly, I know that I was really emotional at the time and I really wanted to contact the people that meant a lot to me whilst they were living here. And you know what I mean? When I done that, I really, really wanted something to happen, but nothing happened at the time I was doing the board. The glass never moved or anything like that. But I from what I've learned afterwards, apparently no matter what, regardless, if you don't say goodbye, you leave the board open. I don't know, you know, but allegedly that's what I've done. Which I've later learned. Obviously, if I knew all this to start with, there's no way I would have even done it in my house, let alone left it open. Blah blah blah. I didn't do any of this intentionally, obviously.
No.
But
who would? Like, you don't intentionally ask for a bunch of stuff. You just want to talk to some family.
Exactly.
I've had a couple of friends board back in the day. It didn't work well for them either. So I can tell you right now, it's not something to mess with if you don't know what you're doing, you know?
No, I realise that now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but you seem like you've come to terms with what's happening in your home. So like the only thing
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because you don't want to be showing them
I just had to.
You don't know
if I'm going to be, I can't. I'm the man of the house, so I can't I'm not able to be scared and be sat there worried. I have to just deal with it. Do you know what I mean? That's the way. That's the way I looked at it, and that's what I told myself from the start. And I've I mean, obviously, I know it's a situation that needs to be fixed. I can't leave it like this forever, and I will try my best to get the problem sorted. And if there is a door open where they're entering, which I find it very hard to believe there's not, to be honest, and I do need to get it sorted and closed or whatever. But whilst it's going on, obviously I'm going to film it. Of course I am.
Oh, heck
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to document the evidence and stuff like that, and it
I'd be
kind of
crazy to just leave this. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
for sure. For
just
sure.
that obviously, like making sure that you're doing it safely and that like things are done the right way, so that you and the family are okay and stuff like that. Which is why it's good that you're doing the cleansings and stuff, so you are thinking along that line. So that's good that you're doing that. But yeah, it most definitely is something that needs to be looked into, because I do believe that there are certain energies there that you don't want there. And
I've heard a few things. I'd say 80-90% of the time it's nice things being said, or certainly nothing to cause alarm. But there is a selected few things I've heard that I didn't like. Just, you know, maybe about my children and stuff. Nothing really bad like that, but I wouldn't repeat what was said. But
don't.
No.
Yeah,
it's not good
it's a
to
bit.
repeat what they say.
No, my main concern is the safety of my children, obviously, all the time. You know what I mean? I got slated for it quite a bit at the beginning because people were saying I've intentionally summoned demons and all this. There's no such. Of course, I didn't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just stuff off the movies, literally.
Who would do that unless you were really an evil person?
I wouldn't believe. Nah, but like, it's a lot of this stuff. I do get it. It's unbelievable, but I still, like I said, I'm still looking in disbelief when I'm listening back to some of the stuff, and you know, some of the EVPs are just coming up to Christmas. They started telling me they love me quite a lot, which is weird. It's just weird. I couldn't understand why people that don't know me would say that, but
maybe they appreciate. Look, okay, so Miss Sherry, she had a live with her good friend Pops, and he is a spiritual investigator, and he basically said that you probably have some poltergeists in your home, and the best thing that you can do is to be kind to whatever's there, and maybe even say that. I feel like that whatever's there wants you to say hello, like tell them hi, like talk to them, maybe, I don't know, like keep it positive so they don't do something negative.
It's always important to be positive in that, but it's also really important to be careful because it doesn't really talking to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put yourself like out in there, not with the activity that's going on and things like that. Like if he's filming and he's got a spirit box on or whatever, fair enough. But I wouldn't just go intentionally looking for it unless it's happening. You know what I mean? Because
it said he knocked over a man in the jar the other day, right?
What's that? Sorry. Oh, the mayonnaise tub. Yeah, that's the last thing that fell over. That was right in front of my eyes, which it doesn't happen very often like that. I probably have seen literally like about 10 things just like fall over or come off the side in front of my eyes, and they're just looking like, what, you know what I mean? But of course, 9 times out of 10, you start filming, and by then it's happened, hasn't it? You know what I mean? And of course, I have got 3 cameras. I could have them running all the time, but obviously I've got children and that, and I don't really want my family, my partner doesn't really want cameras running, understandably, all the time. And so I only sort of do it. I do it when everyone's in bed, and I just film them on me whilst I'm sleeping or whatever, you know. But so yeah, I am like limited to what I can do really, but obviously I've got to respect everybody else in the house.
Yeah, but you do have to be careful as well, because communicating with them, you know, can happen in many ways, and many things can happen as well. Like you do have to be careful with that, and with the amount of activity you're getting in your home as well. Like definitely.
Thing is, I think now where they know that they can talk to me through the camera, and they know I'll listen, and they know I'll respond, and they'll know I'll reply, and all of this. I don't know. I just don't know, because other people have suggested that there possibly might not be a porthole, but now Spirit knows that I'm there and I'm listening and I'm looking, and they can communicate with me. There's perhaps they're telling other spirit. I don't know how much, you know, they're telling other spirits.
They can.
And maybe they're all queuing up.
They're people at the end of the day, okay, and they still want to be able to, they still want to be able to reach out. So, if, you know, there could very well not be a portal there, but we still have to look into that section of it.
I believe there is. I believe there is.
feel and see from the videos, I do believe there is one. But
where do you think
it is true what
in the
people
house?
say as well about the spirits and stuff coming forward, and they will make other spirits know, oh, well, this person talks to us every day and says hello and hears our voices and responds, and if you come to him, he'll talk to you like that. That, you know, like you said, it's like inviting somebody else to come in with you, like, sort of thing. So
What
Pretty much. Yeah.
where I'm at with it is nearly every night it's different people and different voices. Now, if it was just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spirits that were all local that were in my house, surely I'd have the same people talking again and again on my cameras, but I haven't. It's different people every night. It's almost like they come in. Wow, they sound different. Of course, I can't see them, so I don't know it's 100%. But obviously, I know the difference between a male and a female voice. But most of the voices sound different. It's not all the same. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like they come in and they go again.
Or something, because a portal is obviously a doorway. It's a doorway to the other realm, so anything can come through. Anything can, constantly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where there is a portal where they're coming in, there is a portal where they leave. Okay, and
yeah,
to minimize that activity,
sleeping?
good spirit
Are you sleeping okay?
Good spirit will make a pathway so that they can come and see you, the same as family will. Okay, you don't need to have a portal open for your family and people that you get on with to turn up and see you. You know what I mean? So that would be the main thing, is closing the one where they enter. Because your loved ones and everybody else can still come back that are good. It just stops the negative from getting in, things like that, you know. So it's definitely something that needs to be sorted and stuff. So I'm just going to get on to
of course.
The next question. Has any of your family been affected by any of the energies in your home? If so, how are they affected? So you were saying about your son, you think he sees them and that. Do you notice anything weird?
He's autistic and he's got ADHD, so obviously he's not your average child. He's like super intelligent with technology and stuff like that. I don't know. It's some of the stuff he said to me, he's come out with since this has happened. He's talked about poltergeist and demons and stuff like that. I don't know where he got any of it from. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't go around using the word poltergeist. I don't think I've ever said the word poltergeist in my house. So I don't know, really. I mean,
does he have a phone though?
Does what? Sorry.
Does he have a phone or a device where he can access?
Yeah, he does. Obviously, he ain't got his own phone, but he does use my partner's phone, or So I mean, yeah, there is the possibility, but it was quite a few things he said that were like pretty weird.
But it would still be very strange.
I just don't know. It's
things like that. Like, why would a child of that age?
That's what I mean. It's not like
demons and whatever. There must be some sort of connection and stuff going on for him to want to
connect the device
know about it. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have used my spirit box and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? But the word poltergeist and stuff, I've just never said that, really. So, but he could have got it offline. Of course he could. It was just some of the stuff he said has been a bit convenient, if you know what I mean. Like, a bit weird. Definitely.
The fact that
it rings a bell when it's like something that's happened.
Do you say goodbye to your spirit box when you're using it?
Can you hear us, Peter?
Sorry, it's just lagged out.
I'm saying when you're using the spirit box, do you say a prayer beforehand and then after say goodbye? The same that you would do with the G-board.
He's gone for a minute. Hang on.
I can hear now. So I've just gone. I'm sat out in the car, so I've gone and sat in the back because it's a little bit closer to the Wi-Fi box.
That's okay. That's fine. She was saying about like when you use the spirit boxes and that, do you like say goodbye and do you do your prayer?
Yeah.
So
I was saying that they can come through to because he's never heard the word poltergeist it could come through his own devices too, you know, is what I was thinking, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, that's why you should always cleanse and bless them and things like that. It's always important to do any sort of piece of equipment.
So his exact words were when he said that, he said, when I grow up, I'm going to be 300 years old and I kill demons and poltergeists. It was something along those lines to what he said. And I said this about to the mediums, the ladies that come to my house. I said this, and they was talking about reincarnation, but I don't know about any of that. It's just something that he said that really weirded me out at the time. That was his exact words. It's like when he grows up, he's going to be 300, which was weird. And then obviously he says he kills demons and poltergeists. So yeah,
Maybe
pretty weird. Again, it could have been something he's just heard offline, but he certainly didn't hear it from me.
Mm.
And with the
No, he
closed
didn't hear that
portals,
offline.
I've just seen that in the room, like to close portals, you need somebody to go there and do that actually knows what they're doing. Like literally. You don't want to be messing with things like that if you don't know what you're doing. Like
No, I'm not going to attempt. I mean, a number of people have suggested I get.
Somebody in the room wrote a question, so I was answering back.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't attempt to do that. A couple of people have suggested to get the board back out, play it again, and say goodbye and tell them to leave. But I ain't going to try and do that because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to use another board in my house, if I'm honest.
Well,
didn't you say you made
that
that
I made
board?
a point of the other day? Even if you did get the board back out and you started talking to them, what you got to remember is that energy is already in your house. It's not in the board.
Yeah.
How are you going to get it to go back in the board without doing some sort of blessing or ritual thing? You know.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm not. I wouldn't even attempt it because I just literally don't know what I'm doing, and I can see by what I've done just by using the board once here. There's no way I'm going to use it again without knowing what I'm doing. No, not a chance.
All you'll be doing is calling more things in.
Like, I think from what I've learned since all this has happened, I think we have been really lucky that like worse stuff hasn't happened. The worst thing I've had happen is the taking the photo of the shadow man made me really sick for about 6 weeks, and apart from that, the voices and a few things falling off the sides. I'm not going to pretend it to be something it ain't. You know what I mean? It's not. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. It could potentially still get worse. I don't know, but obviously it's the unknown, isn't it?
And that's why we refer to them as a shadow man, because we don't want to say that it's the D word, and we don't want to say that it's the T spirit. Like, I won't say it. Like, you don't want to do that and manifest that in. So we say the shadow man because we're not sure on what he is. Okay, we know that he gives this negative feeling over and made Peter very unwell, but we can't say that and direct that to the D, because it might not be. It may just be some human spirit that's really upset, really angry. You know, he's gone through something. Maybe he's portraying that onto Peter. It can be a number of reasons to why this spirit is acting the way it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the D word, which is what a lot of people would try and say. So it's always good to try and get to the bottom of what it is first and find out where it could have come from.
I'm not claiming it is.
Yeah, no, I'm just explaining for the guys in the room.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going on about a shadow man and with a knife. A lot of people may presume that to be in a D.
We had a shadow man in.
Well, yeah.
Like in our shows, even though we're like interviewing you, we do like to educate out to the people in the room as well, so they kind of get an understanding where everything's going. Because some people's minds can go off, if you get what.
Yeah.
They start freaking out, and if they're watching this and they're having the same sort of scenario, we don't want to be freaking them out if they're new into it. So, number 5.
Of course not. But I mean, yeah.
Carry on.
Oh, I literally
Go on.
If anybody wants to see the crows flocking around my house, I can give you a nice little show. There's at least 2,000 of them behind me and all around in the trees.
Oh, wow.
Showing support.
Yep. Doing some support there. So question number 5.
The omen.
How long has your home been active with the paranormal activity? So how long would you say that it's been really active? You've been getting footage like most of the time. Like, how long have you been having that for?
Post board or?
No, like just like in general, your activity in your home. Like, how long have you been like really
it started about a year after I moved in. It's been going on for about 9 years, but it's 6 years since I've done the board. And as I said, it went on for about 4 years, 3 years, 4 years before I used the board. I used the board. It was like a light was switched. Everything stopped. The only thing that happened was the people visiting me in my sleep that I didn't know. And then all of a sudden, Christmas Day was when I done the board Christmas evening, about 3:30 in the morning. And then last year is when it all started. I woke up, felt like someone was sat on my chest, couldn't move. When I could finally move, I ran upstairs. As I ran upstairs, something flew off the radiator cover at me. Went upstairs, blah, blah, blah. And then 15th of January was when I took the photo of the Shadow Man, and then since then I've been filming. So yeah, it's just all been, it was January the 15th, but it was actually Christmas Day when the first thing happened post board. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been like a whole year now I've been filming.
Yeah.
It's been since January the 15th. So it's been basically like a year, just over a year.
So for everybody that's in the chats and stuff, he's been experiencing the paranormal activity in his home for 9 years, 3 years before he used the board. So obviously he was interested in wanting to know who was in his home. He was wanting to contact family. So he used the board thinking that would be the easiest way to do that. So things have obviously betrayed. And like he said, it's been in the last year that he's actually started documenting the evidence that's been going on in his home to get answers. And to get help, obviously, as well, because obviously, like I said, he is new to this in that way, and he's still trying to understand all of that. So I'm just giving you a little insight so you can kind of get what we're talking about. So we're going to move on to question number 6. Have you sought help for your activity in your home? If so, what happened?
Well, basically, when this all started happening and then I realised what was going on, I started Googling up numbers, and somebody put me in touch with, I think they're called the Arthur Finley College, is it? Don't know if you heard of it. I think they train mediums and stuff.
Yeah.
So I rang them and I spoke to a lady, and she talked to me and that for a bit. I told her what was going on, and she said, look, contact your local spiritualist church. And everybody I spoke to all sent me to the same place. They all said, go and see your local spiritualist church. So I started going to spiritual church and obviously meeting some of the mediums and stuff. And yeah, they put me in touch. I actually showed some of the mediums my footage and all this, and like they were like, well, we wouldn't really want to come in your house, to be honest, but put me in touch with some other women. And they came down. They're quite local to me. They live in Southampton. They came down, visited the house. The first thing she said to me is, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you're giving off loads of psychic energy. And she come in, sat down, had a bit of a chat and stuff. And she basically said that she thinks the spirit is using me as a channel, whatever that means exactly, but the spirits were using me as a channel to communicate.
Well, it's a bit like a portal, right? If you think of a portal, you think of when you use the Ouija board, that, you know, those tools are used for the spirits to come through. And it's no different for a person. Some people can be portals, can be doorways for spirits to talk and communicate. I would be known as a portal because I channel and I do things like that. So it's just where a spirit is able to come through your body or come through you and communicate, and you draw a lot of energy and you bring a lot of energy out from them realms because of your abilities. So that's what's going on, as well as your portals and stuff that you may have in your home, and the fact that you use the board as well, which could be a telltale sign to why you've got so much activity, because you think all 3 sides of that spirituality has been called into one thing. There's you're not aware that you're open, but you are. And then you've got your Ouija board, and then you've got the portals in your house. So you've got 3 different ways that spirits enter, all in one place. This is why you've got so much activity, I believe, like, because it's combined every single aspect.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a portal touching a portal and making it bigger. That's what you've done. You've made it bigger. So you seek the help from these people, and they wouldn't come into your house, then they wouldn't entertain it or anything. So what happened with these ladies that did come down? Did they do anything in the house? Or
Yeah. Well, basically, she said she cleared some stuff from the front room. She said there might be something in the floor. She thinks there might be something in the floor. I always was led to believe it was in the attic, but she said there might be something in the floor. She closed me down. I told her I hadn't been sleeping. At this point, when they came, some days I was struggling to stand up. I was being drained that much. I could barely lift my hand above my head and I could barely stand up. She come and she closed me down. She put a blue robe on me in her mind, done it up, you know what I mean? So, and closed me down, basically. She said,
hardwood floors?
Put protection around you.
Exactly.
Are they hardwood floors?
It's just concrete floor, but I got obviously flooring on it.
Oh.
So yeah, it's not wood. Yeah, it's like concrete. Yeah.
When she said there's something in the floor, like where did she say it was in the floor?
She said she thinks there might be something in the floor in the front room, but she didn't really go into much detail. She just said she cleared some stuff out the front room. And as I said, she said that she thought that they were using me as a channel. So whether she thought there was a porthole in the floor, I don't know. But they haven't contacted me again or been back. So what they basically told me to do was stop using the cameras and stop filming and stop communicating with them, which I do get. But at the same time, when you got people telling you,
whether you stop using your cameras, you stop talking to them, it's not going to stop the activity in your home.
No.
Well, this is the thing. When I stop using the cameras, the objects fall more frequently. 100%. I've done it. I've stopped. I've tried stopping. It's like they're getting attention. So as long as they're getting a bit of attention through the cameras and they're talking to me that way, they seem to knock less items off the side. If that makes sense. I can only get they're getting the attention.
You do have to be very careful though, and you do really need somebody to come in to try and at least get rid of this negative one, whatever it is. You know, this could be a human, this could be whatever. You know, like I'm not going to go and turn around and say what I think it is when I don't know. I need to be there. I need to be able to feel him. I need to be able to see him. I need to get that feeling. Like when I walk into a home, I can pick up on emotions in places and feelings, and I'll see something the way that it was at that time and things like that. So I'd be able to get a bit of an image more being in your home, what was actually going on. You know what I mean? You can't, like anyone that does it overline and goes, right, I'm going to read everything in your house and I'm going to tell you exactly what's in your house.
Yeah.
You can have an idea, you can get a feeling, you can get a premonition, but until you're actually physically in that house, you don't tell anyone what you think it is. You just say that it may be, and because you don't want to frighten your customers.
You won't frighten me. You can tell me whatever you think it is. It's already going on round in my head anyway. The potential
concrete in that room too, but hardwood over it.
Nah, it's like it's not a laminate floor. It's like a fully waterproof flooring what I've literally just had fitted. But yeah, it's concrete underneath, so yeah, it's not wood. It's not floorboards.
Something might be buried under there.
Yeah, and it is also a natural material of the earth. So it will, you know,
what I really need
stuff, and a portal can open up anywhere. It can open up anywhere.
It's buried there. That's the feeling I get.
It's really weird because. Nah, obviously I couldn't anyway, but it was a delayed reaction of 5 years from when I used that board to when whatever this is opened, which is like, I've no experience in this. But apparently that's a really long time for it to take.
You've had your little experiences and stuff, and then when you've done that board, it's when it got 5 years after that. You know what I mean? So a lot of the activity seems to point to the board. It does. A lot of it points to the board.
This was 5 years to the exact day and time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's built that energy up. It's built the energy up to the point that it's become apparent in your home. So it's took 5 years to open up and to show you it's there, but it's there. Okay. And it's definitely going to take some cleansing, some blessings, even possibly an exorcism or something, just to remove everything from there, because there is a lot of activity that is going on in there, most definitely. So
Well, you said your own church wouldn't come there and help you, so if they won't
Well,
help,
it was just the medium at the time that offered help, but wasn't prepared to come herself. But so yeah, there was other members of the church, but they don't all live local to me. So we have
Yeah.
different mediums come every week. They come from different places. They're not all sort of local. Do you know what I mean? So some of them drive, some of them don't. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you need
sort of.
somebody that's, you know, just somebody that
have
you
you
get to
tried
know.
going to a Catholic priest? Just
I,
asking.
about 2 weeks ago, I went to a Catholic church to get some holy water. There's only 3 Catholic churches in Salisbury, and I went to one of them. I explained the situation to the guy and that, and he gave me some holy water. And he basically said if things get worse, the church would help. They would step in and help. So I've sort of got a bit of reassurance. But I mean,
Well, that's good.
at what point do you say, you know, I need the church to step in? You know what I mean? I mean, as far as I can see, no one's being harmed, and apart from the photo, that taking the photo that made me sick, apart from that,
Yeah, no,
really,
I understand that, but when you've got your, because obviously you've got your kids in the house, okay, and that
yeah,
they need to be kept protected, you know. So
yeah,
there is never a right or wrong time to go to a church and ask them for help. You know, if I would have gone the minute it started the activity if I've got a kid in the house, like I'd have
yeah.
been even risking that. Like I
Thing
get
is,
that
you know, a lot.
evidence, but that they
Yeah,
should
no, it's not.
be able to, they should be able to help. I understand, like you want to get the activity and you want this, and you will still
No,
get
no, 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 no. I'm just capturing it whilst it's happening. Obviously, my main concern is my kid's safety. If it means someone coming in and it all ends, then it
and
ends.
that
You
should
know?
be number one is the kid's
Yeah, of
safety.
course,
You know
of
that
course.
you know that they're having some sort of communication with him. Something is going on. Okay, so
Yeah,
now would be the time to get a church in before it
right.
could possibly go out of control. Like
Gets
it's young,
worse. Yeah,
you know. So
yeah. Well, I might have to go back and have a word.
like I know I said that I'd come up and I'd help you in that, but I wouldn't want to be having you waiting when it's your child that is getting the most attention. You know what I mean? It needs to pretty much be
But
put
is
in
it
the front now.
harming your child? Is it harming your child? Because that
Not
doesn't.
that, not that I'm aware of. Like I say, he's autistic with ADHD and stuff, and he does bite quite a lot. He bites me quite a lot and scratches me a lot. But I can't say that that's related to any of this. Really,
Yeah,
I
no.
can't.
Kids go through that, especially with kids like that have got problems. I had he's older now, but I had a stepbrother that had the same sort of thing, so I know how that works. And even if the spirits aren't doing anything bad to him, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that energy is a good one, okay, because they
No.
always start off for friendly, kind,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
and they portray and they get them to do things, and you don't want to get to that level. It doesn't matter if that spirit hasn't done anything to him. That spirit is still communicating with him. That spirit can still put him at risk to other energies. It needs to be sorted.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I can smell a candle.
My candle? I'm burning.
I can smell like a burning smell, yeah. Not like burning a horrible smell. You know, like when a candle goes out. That's mad. Okay. What would you say is the best way you catch evidence of the activity in your home? So which is the best way that you catch your activity? Is it on camera? Is it on EVP?
It's the motion camera, but that picks up the EVP. So it's interesting because I've got 3 cameras, 2 of them are the same, and one's a Ring stick-up camera, and the Ring stick-up camera doesn't pick up the voices, and that cost me 4 times the money as the other ones. The cheaper camera makes a crackling noise, and it seems to it works like a spirit box. It crackles and brings the voices through. The expensive camera doesn't crackle, and it just doesn't bring them through. I have had a couple of EVPs on it. Yeah, exactly. It creates white noise.
Yeah.
Have you have you tried an old school, like, recorder with like a tape?
Do you know what? I haven't, but I was thinking about buying one off eBay because I reckon that might.
I think that'd be awesome to do that.
That
definitely.
right there will pick up.
Just to see if you could, because that would pick up really well on
a Polaroid camera also.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's 2 things I'll keep in mind. I might even go and look in some charity shops tomorrow and see if I can find one.
It's an old school tape.
But whatever you do, whenever you're using, make sure you
like when you're in a meeting, people would click.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to make it obvious what you're doing. Just stick it on and stuff like that, and see what they're saying.
They have like
again,
90-minute time.
You pray
on a 90
and
minute
you do your blessings and stuff before you do it.
They'll know what I'm doing because honestly, they describe
so they're battery powered. So like I think that's the best way to capture.
Yeah.
EVPs are good as well.
The old school tape.
EVPs are really, really good for
the
getting
little
voices.
tape, the teeny little.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. I'll look into getting one.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's one of those. Obviously, I want to sort this problem out. Of course, I do. It's just capturing the evidence whilst it happens. I can't just leave it because obviously it's just it's fascinating.
And it's learn and educate other people. You know what I mean? And that is what these shows are about. That as well as hearing your story, it's about educating others that may be going through what you're going through. But if there is,
so they don't make the same mistakes I did.
Situation, and you've not yet reached out to them, please don't use such things as the Ouija boards and stuff if you don't know how to use them and that, guys, because bad things
definitely not.
Things can change in that home atmosphere. Okay, always be very careful with how you communicate, guys. Always be very careful. Like,
I have my own experience with that. I never touched the Ouija board, but my friends did, and they regretted it after the fact. So it is one of those things where if you don't know what you're doing, don't
mess with it.
Yeah,
I say this all the time. But I do
hold my hands up.
Curiosity.
Yeah. Do you know what? When I done it, I was drinking at the time. I done it. I was being clearly someone wanted to get my attention for a number of years in my house. So, and I actually thought it was a good friend that passed away just before it started happening. A really good friend of mine passed away. And I assumed it was him, but I later learned in church, through going to church, it was actually another really good friend that had passed away some years before. So yeah, they sort of verified it for me, you know what I mean? But it's still really weird. It's still really weird now. Like, I still sort of can't believe it. But they sort of told me everything that I thought was going on. They sort of verified it for me. And this was sort of over and over again. I had the same readings from different mediums. Even a woman in Denmark gave me a reading, and she gave me the name of the person that that's in my house knocking the stuff off my sides. And it was, so it's just crazy how she got it right. Give me the exact name.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. There are some good mediums and people out there. There are some very good spiritual people. So just always be very open-minded, and I'm glad that you got to be able to have that communication with them. And I know that how hard it is when you want to listen to your loved ones and you want to hear from your loved ones, but just be very careful with what you use, guys. Seriously, like, don't touch something if you don't understand it. Educate, research.
Yeah, that's where I was
understanding of it first. You know what I mean?
I had no idea what was going to happen and all this was going to happen or what these things were capable of. That's where I was sort of going with that. I mean, if someone had told me this before I'd done it, I probably wouldn't believe them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no.
Since doing it, I say it's not been really, 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 really scary like the horror films, but take the special effects out and it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend anyone using the Ouija board unless they really know what they're doing, and I especially wouldn't recommend you using one in your own home.
No, definitely not. And that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody makes mistakes and everybody gets intrigued, and that's what happens. Like, you're trying to reach out to loved ones, and sadly it didn't completely happen that way. Yes, your loved ones were there and your friends and stuff, but other energies came as well, obviously.
They didn't come through the board. They were already here, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you've opened the board thinking that talking to them was going to get that answer, and it's opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go on to question number 8. Has going to a spiritual church helped you to understand the spirit world more? So do you feel that you're starting to understand the spirit world and how it is more through being with a spiritual church?
I've still got hundreds of unanswered questions, but yeah, definitely, without a doubt, I'm meeting people that, like yourselves, that know what they're talking about and have experienced stuff and are familiar with spirits and communicate with spirits and that. Yeah, it's definitely helped. 100%. I mean, I'm so glad I went.
It does take time to be able to get to the bottom of it, and like, you can never know everything in the paranormal field anyway, because it's a never-ending thing. But
Yeah.
It's good that you're part of people now that do have that understanding. You're part of a spiritual place that can help you as well. So you're going to have a lot of teaching from different angles. Like, I'm more than happy to learn you how to do your protections and do your things that you
Yeah.
got to do.
No, I appreciate it.
And things like that. But because I like to know that people that are going into this as a hobby or a career, whatever you decide to do, that you're doing it safely and you're doing it correctly. Okay, that's the most important thing, safety and stuff.
Yeah.
The spirits come after that. You're number one. And
At least you got the holy water. That's one of my main.
yeah, holy water and things, Salamento wood, sages. There's different salts, there's all sorts of things. And being a witch, I know quite a lot of stuff. I make a lot of things as well. So, number 9 question: what public location have you investigated? So let's get on to something a little bit about the places that you have been out to. So, what has been your places that you've investigated?
I've done a few of the local cemeteries to myself. I've done like I haven't done loads. I've done an air museum that's local to me, and I also go to a cottage quite often. We went on a ghost hunt there once. Like, went to film and just to investigate and see what it was all about. And yeah, I've been back about 5 times now and met some really nice people. And it's it's an active place. Yeah, it's good. So sort of I haven't done hundreds. I'm not going to claim to be like a really experienced paranormal investigator, because I'm not. Obviously, you learn along the way, don't you?
Yeah, and that is what this field is in. Like, you do have to learn and you do have to make mistakes to know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? You do. I've done it. I've been doing this for 20 odd years, over 20 odd years, but 20 years in knowing. And I'm even still learning now. Even though I know a lot of stuff, I'm still learning even now. Like, you never stop when you're in the paranormal field. You never do. And
of course.
It's an amazing thing to do, but do it safely, guys. Protection and stuff is really important. It's okay to go into buildings. It's okay to go into locations and learn how to speak to spirit, how to be and things, but always make sure you're protected and you have the right tools and things on you to keep you safe when you're doing it. And educate and research first. Don't just go in there without not knowing what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where I went wrong.
Yeah, well, you've got people there and nobody's going to judge you for that, okay? Because everybody makes mistakes and everybody has to learn from somewhere. The fact is yes, you've done this, but you've realised you've done wrong by doing it that way. And you're trying to put that right. And you're respectful to the spirits. You're not nasty.
All the time.
You're aware of the stuff's going on. You've tried to seek help. So it's not like you're ignoring it or you're not trying to do anything to help it. You know what I mean? You are doing the right thing. And like I said, we don't judge because we know how easy it is. Okay, darling, I know how easy it is for people to be pulled into something, especially when they think it is somebody that they love and that they miss. You know what I mean? So I hear this on a daily basis. So I'm not a judgmental person. All I would, like I've said to you, I'll help you to do your general protections and things like that, so that you're okay when you're out and when you're at home. Like, so going on to
appreciate help.
Yeah, and I think you do need that. Like, I'm not saying I don't think you can investigate. From your videos that you investigate really well, you speak to them really well. You just need to be able to do the rest of it, where you're protected, where you keep them at boundaries, things like that, so but question number 10,
it's definitely something to learn.
And you will, because you've got a lot of people here now, so there's a lot of people you can take advice from. And I am going to add you into the other groups. I think you're in the groups, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I am. I've just been really ill for a few days, so I kind of missed a bit of the conversations and stuff.
There's a lot of people in there that could help you with spiritual stuff as well, guys. Like, I'm just saying. Like, so going on to question number 10, what has been the most scariest experience when investigating, whether that's been at a location or that's been in your home? Like, what was the most scariest experience that you've encountered?
The most scariest experience whilst investigating, or the most scariest experience altogether?
Like, altogether, whether that was in your home or that was out, or it's something that happened in both places. Like, just
the scariest thing that ever happened to me, hands down, out of all of this, was before I even done the board. I was sat in my front room on the sofa, and it was when my boy was a little baby. He was about 9 months old, but his baby walker travelled the whole length of the front room in front of my eyes, and I absolutely got scared and ran upstairs. I ran upstairs and sort of told my missus and that, freaking out. But this was before I even used the board, you know. So this was just one of the things that happened over that period of time before I decided to use the board to try and contact who it was. Go on.
And I'm not being funny, but when things like that happen, you can't ignore it. How can you ignore a walker going across the floor? Like nobody's going to miss that.
I mean, you're talking. It had gone from cups, like plastic protein shaker cups falling off the side, spray bottles falling off the side, and I just ignored it the whole time. This went on for such a long period of time, and I didn't show it any attention. I think the person that done it got so annoyed that I wasn't responding to it. They booted this thing, or however they moved it. It travelled the whole length of the front room. I mean, 3 meters easily. It travelled 3 meters along the front room in front of my eyes, and yeah, I was really scared. And that was one of the only times I've been scared, apart from when I first started hearing the voices. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I did not expect that to happen, you know, and yeah, it caught me off guard, and that really did scare me. I mean, you know what I mean? Obviously,
when you see it to that level, that's when you can't ignore it anymore, and that's when.
No, I couldn't ignore that. That was it was shortly after I'd done the board, because I was like, I need to contact whoever this is.
Yeah, definitely, and most people would do that. Yeah, obviously, like for me, luckily, all of my life I've been brought up to be able do this sort of thing. So for me, I've always known how to protect and that. For others, they think, oh, you know, it's just a bit of friendly talk. Nothing's bad's going to happen. You know, like I'm just trying to reach out to my love, because people don't realise the you know, the situations and the things that can happen in that, and it's done innocently. It is done innocently, like. But don't worry, guys. There are people here in this environment that can help you to make sure that you're safe when you're doing this sort of stuff. And I'm definitely going to be helping Peter, so don't worry. So the next one that I was going to ask you, which is question number 11, is do you like to investigate solo then? So do you find it more better being on your own than being with someone?
Well, the thing is, obviously, I'm investigating in my bedroom at night whilst everyone else is asleep in my house, so I sort of have to be alone, really, and I'm really limited to what I can do. But yeah, I do like doing it alone. As soon as the weather picks up, I'll be going out doing investigations on my own outdoors. But obviously, for pure fascination factors, really, I mean, yeah, it's not like I need any more proof or anything like that. I've seen so much that I know, like, is not even denying it, you know. But yeah, I do like investigating on my own. I feel better when I'm alone. Oh yeah, without a doubt. There's without a doubt. It's not even questionable.
Yeah, like I've got a team that I would go out with and stuff like that. But I do a lot of my investigations on my own. I think I find you get a lot more direct communication with them when you're on your own, because they've got more of your attention than if it's a group. You know what I mean? So yeah, I find, like, I'm not saying it's not good going out in a group. It is, and if you're new at it and you've not had experiences, go with other people. Don't go on your own. But if you're somebody that has experience in it and does know how to look after yourself, and you've really got that as an interest, it's not bad to go out on your own. Just make sure that you inform people of where you're going, so that at least if you don't come back, they know where to come and find you. Like, that's what I do. And so I can understand the solo side. The reason I asked that question was because obviously you'd had a friend in the past that you went out with. So I was asking you, like, did you prefer having someone with you, or do you actually prefer being on your own? Do you find it easier being on your own?
Yeah, no, it was nice going out and doing it with my mate. He moved away. That's all. So I sort of like, you know what I mean? He's not local to me anymore, so we can't just, he's not on the doorstep. We can't just decide to just go off down the cemetery or whatever. So, but I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do like being alone. I
I don't blame you.
I feel more comfortable when I'm alone.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable when I'm alone talking to spirit.
Is my evidence, then I ain't got to worry about if one of my team members' voices got on my EVP or something. Like, I know that if there's something there and it weren't me, there was no one else there. So
there's nothing worse, is there?
Yeah. When it gets embodied, because people speak over the EVP when you're, you know, recording and that, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So question number 12. In all of the world, what would be your dream place to investigate in the future? Now that you've got that interest for the paranormal, you've had that experience, what would be your place to go to?
I mean, one place I'd really like to go, I'm not saying this is like out of the whole world, but I'd like to go to the Enfield house in, the Enfield house from The Conjuring 2, is it, I believe?
Yeah.
I think it's the most famous haunting I don't know if it's the most famous haunting in the UK or not, but it's certainly one that stands out in my mind. And obviously I love the story. Wow. Yeah. So I love it. You know what I mean? I'm really interested in the story. And it happened in the same way, didn't it? With the Ouija board, with the girls playing with the Ouija board.
Which would be understandable why you'd want to go there. Definitely.
So
yeah, and that,
exactly, I can relate to it 100%. So. And I think it is available to go and investigate, I believe. I don't know if it's still active or not, but pretty sure people do still go to the house. So yeah, it's one place I definitely on the bucket list.
Because I've always wanted to go and see that place as well. Like, it's not like, I know that it's been investigated quite a lot of times and stuff, yeah, but I'm one of these people. I don't want to sit there and watch somebody's video telling me I've experienced that and I've done this and I've done that. I want to go and experience that for myself.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. Yeah, of course.
Because that person's experience could be completely different to what your experience is going to be. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I take on what people say. I take on the advice and what they say when they're going into different places, but I don't go in there going, I believe that you definitely see that. I want to see that for myself.
Yeah, of course. Seeing's believing, isn't it? There's of course, I totally agree with you. That's why I get it. When I post my videos up and my footage and stuff like that, I completely get people are going to question it and stuff, because I'm the only one there and I know this is happening and it's all real. If you're not there and you can't, you know what I mean? Like, obviously people have just got to take my word for it or whatever. So I do completely get that side of it, 100%.
Yeah, well, with your footage when you showed us and that, I 100% believe in your footage, and you've most definitely got things going on in that house. Like, I can normally tell when somebody's doing legit videos and somebody isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the field long enough now, so
yeah.
I know you're one of the legit, and I said that at the beginning of the show as well. You know, so
I wouldn't be sat here wasting your time. I'm sat in the car. It's -2. My toes are numb. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
It's -2.
It is real, guys. We are going to show you some videos and little bits in a little while, and you'll know what we're saying. So put number 13 quickly, and then you can say what you want to say, sis, because that's my questions are over. So then you can go with his head. So, what advice would you give to someone starting out in the paranormal field, or somebody that may be experiencing what you're experiencing within your home? Like, what advice would you give them?
It's hard for me to sit and say, obviously, contact professionals, because, you know, obviously, yeah, exactly. I mean, whether there is, I don't know, but I definitely don't use an Ouija board to try and to contact people if it is happening in your own home. I don't think that's the right way to go about it, especially inexperienced. Like, obviously, people laugh at it. Certain people don't believe in it. There's nothing anybody could say to change my belief on all of this is down to that Ouija board. That's 100% what I believe. There's nothing anybody could say to change that. So just be careful, I guess. Sort of educate yourself beforehand from a number of sources, not just what you read on the first page on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not always the right information.
No.
So definitely educate yourself. It's hard at the minute. I'm not saying I believe in God or I don't believe in God. I don't know where I am with it. I'm trying to find faith in God. People are telling me these prayers and this holy water and all this will only work if I believe in God. And I am trying to. You know, I've got a Bible in my pocket now. I carry it all the time with me. But so, yeah, I mean, whether having the faith in God and all this stuff actually works, your guess is as good as mine. That's only what I've been told.
I get a lot of people that come and say that. They go, well, we're not religious and stuff, so how is it going to work for us? It's not so much having the belief in the God itself. It's having a belief in those words that you're saying at that time to get better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What you're doing and stuff like that. Okay? Any prayer, whether it's Christian, Catholic, Judaism, witches' prayer, all of these things will work if you have the belief. It's the same with the tools. Like when you pick up your crosses and your Bibles and you pick up all these things, what you think they just zap the spirits out? No, your belief goes into that object. That's what makes it happen.
Yeah.
If you just flick the holy water at something, it's not going to work. You've got to put that intention into that holy water with those words. Those words are despicable. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I totally makes sense, and I totally get it. I truly believe that I had that much emotion in me when I done that board. Whatever happened, I didn't want a door to open, but I had so much emotion. I really wanted to contact whoever it was that was haunting me, and the other loved ones that had passed away. Obviously, you know, I really care about them and I really miss them. So obviously, when I done that, I really, really, really wanted something to work, but obviously not what did work, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
I
you wanted
truly
it to
believe
go
that having that,
be nice, and you get to see your family. They go, everything's lovely, but it didn't happen like that. And
no, exactly.
like he's saying, you know, research, study, educate
I'm still
yourself.
here.
Never feel bad for making a mistake and asking for help. Always come and seek help as well. There are people out there that do know what they're doing and what they're about. Okay, be real. Don't fake the evidence. Just be real. Like, you're not always going to get activity. You're not always going to get things, but be
Nah,
real. Don't fake it. There's too many people that do that already, and it makes it really hard for
yeah,
you.
it can, yeah,
Just
it
be real.
ruins it for people that are filming real
Can
stuff,
you hear
and
me?
then yeah,
Yes, yes. And protection. Oh, she's gone.
Mm.
Protection as
yeah,
well, guys. Okay, always make sure that you know about your protection, different things you can use. Have education on the spirits. Okay, the different types of spirits. So good spirit, bad spirit. Have your education on how you cleanse and you bless. Have you, you know, how to speak to spirit. How to tell the different signs to what energies you're coming into communication with. There's so many things you can look up to. There are books and things you can pick up as well, like that will give you validate all that you're doing. Don't ever let someone say to you, well, if you don't believe in God, you can't get rid of. The belief is in you. It's in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's only you that makes that go. It's not God's name that's making that go. It's your words coming from your mouth that makes that go. Okay,
yeah.
so always be you. And then, like
I'd
to
like to
everybody,
say,
I will shout you all out in a little bit, guys, but we did want to get to the nitty gritty with Peter and that. So I have just finished my questions. So I'm just going to hand over to Sis and see if there's any that she wants to talk about, or if you guys have got anything to ask in the room as well.
Well, no, I just want him to just talk freely, and then I'll just add in every time he says something, because I agree with everything. And honestly, like, there's so many things I could say. So just keep talking, and I'll say something between. Because now that the questions are over, can I just like intervene if I have to? Go ahead, show some videos, because that's what I really want to see.
Yeah, because these guys are very intrigued into all of this sort of stuff, and it's absolutely amazing. Is there anything else that you want to share with the guys, Peter, or do you want me to go on to showing the footage, and then you, like, after each video or picture, I could like pause it and you can explain a bit about what you were doing?
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, we go with that. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
whatever's
guys,
good. Yeah.
First, I'm gonna do a quick ad break quickly first, so that so we're going to put that first one back. We're going to put the second one on, and then we'll do the other one again at the end. Right, before we start quickly, there is a question in the room from my lovely Kris here, from my pups. He goes, Kris, what gifts do you have that you are aware of? He's wanting to know what gifts you have, sis.
I'm a muse. I'm an empath, and I just kind of know stuff. I can't explain it any other way. I don't consider myself a psychic, but I do dream things and they come true.
Yeah, and anyone that's new in the room that doesn't know me as well, I'm a spiritualist. I don't like to call myself a medium or a physic or anything like that. I see from all balls and angles, and I put a bit of everything in, guys. So I don't pretend to be the best, but I know what I'm doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on to showing you the footage that Peter sent over, and what I will get Peter to do is to explain like each picture and video and what he was experiencing at that time and what made him want to start taking a picture at that time as well. So here's his pictures first, guys. So the first picture, well, this is a 9-second video, not the videos, I want the pictures. Right. So here is Peter's first video clip. So as you can see here, that is circled. You can see what like a silhouette of somebody wearing white, a face and some hair. To me, that looks like a little girl. But Peter, could you explain this picture?
That picture has actually been enhanced by someone that I sent it to. This was at the beginning of everything happening, and I was filming these orbs, and that's a screenshot from a clip that I was filming of the orbs, and I sent it to this guy, and he sent me it back, and he obviously says he sees stuff, and he's telling me that's an old lady with a certain style haircut. I can't remember a certain style hairdo. I can't remember what's called. Is it a beehive?
Yeah, it does look like it's got a sort of a lift thing.
Yeah, so this
like a little kid.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't argue that point. I really don't know. He just told me that it was an old lady with a beehive style haircut, and when he sent me a picture of someone with that style haircut, it actually looked like it fitted. But that's just what he told me. I mean, that's literally a screenshot of an orb that I filmed.
It could be either, but that is clearly a female.
Yeah. Regardless, it's quite clear. You can see, can't you, that it is something in it, sort of thing.
And what made you take the picture at that time? Was you just like mucking about?
I was filming. That's just a screenshot from a video that I'd filmed. But obviously, I took the photo of the shadow man. That was the first paranormal photo I'd ever taken in my life and in my house. And then I started filming the blue orbs, and this was actually like a green orb. Yeah, but like I said, that has been enhanced. That's not as it looked in the video.
Well, no, it has been enhanced, guys, so you could see the image better. But definitely a female feature, most definitely. So now we're going to be moving on to the next. Thank you for that, Peter. The next one. So in this one, this is very odd because it looks like there's some sort of skeleton sort of being laying over this person, and you can see the hands coming down and the body, the torso and stuff. Could you explain this, Peter?
That is a screenshot of a photo that was taken that actually I believe has 4 spirits in.
Yeah, there are a few faces, definitely.
I can't say too much because I believe it's my belief about what that is in the photo is personal to somebody else, and that's actually my daughter's friend in that photo. So my daughter and her friend stood next to each other. But I believe the spirits in that photo are guiding my children.
Yeah.
I've got reason to believe that. If I'll show you the full photograph. But yeah, there's 4 spirits in the picture.
There's a face,
but that's a rib cage. What you can see there, that I believe that's a rib cage, and I believe that's a rib cage that belonged to a baby.
Yeah, obviously, like I can't really go into too much detail.
I can't go into too much because it's not my personal information to share. If you know what I mean.
But something very interesting was most definitely caught in that picture, and it can be seen. So let's moving on to the next picture. So this one, Peter has got a very clear sort of orb sort of fixture, or it could be sort of a manifestation where an energy is trying to become bigger. So could you explain a little bit about it?
Again, it's just a clip. This is all quite, I mean, you can see the date there. What's that, the 10th of August, is it? So
yeah,
I bought the motion camera in February, I believe. So that's like 6 months into when I've been using the camera. So I'm literally just led on my bed in my front room with the camera rolling, and it's one of the clips that it picked up, and that's really interesting, that orb, because it comes down behind me and then does a complete 180, turns around and goes back up. But that's a screenshot of the clip, and yeah, you can actually see eyes, ears, features. You can see, yeah, it looks when you sort of zoom in on it, it does look like there's a face. And I actually posted this on my Facebook page today. I posted that version and the enhanced version. I don't know if I sent you the enhanced version or not, but
no, you didn't. But what I'll do is,
on the enhanced version,
we've done all of this and we've finished the talking and that, I will get you to give out your platforms at the end of the show, so that people can find ways of following you and watching your progress.
Yeah.
So the next,
I should have probably been a bit more selective about what I was sending you to show. I mean, that's obviously a similar sort of clip. Obviously, that's been enhanced, but again, I'm led on my bed, and it picked up the orb.
These are the things that people like to see. You know what I mean? They do like to see the the
I've
there.
Dude,
literally thousands of clips like that. It's insane, but yeah.
That's an alien. No, that's an alien. That's not a human. That's an alien right there.
You can't really say
that green guy.
I believe it's the spirit orb. Yeah, it's green because I've enhanced it. It wasn't that color. It was originally infrared camera, so it's black and white.
Face. Okay. All right.
I don't know. I was,
the same dude with the question mark, is it?
Nah. Did you get those pictures?
Yeah.
We do believe that there are spirit and there are extraterrestrial beings in this house.
I totally get it.
Right there is not a human.
I've actually been to the library today.
Can look like that as well.
Okay.
I've had the experiences, sis.
No, but
again,
then this one.
That was during an EVP session. I say EVP session. It's again, there's no date on that, but this was quite fresh. It was quite new. It was quite when I first started asking questions through the camera. And yeah, it was like in the clip of this, I sit down, I come onto the set, come into the room, lie down on my bed, start talking into the camera, and this thing just flies across behind me. And yeah, it's almost like I disturbed it and it moved away. When I sat down, it literally moved like 5 seconds after I sat down and started talking.
There does look like where you're sitting. Like where you're sitting, if you look up onto the wall, there looks like there's a massive face like above your head, and it's got. Like,
I get it all the time. All the time. I think I see faces in the wall. It's really weird.
Looks mad. Right, next one.
Yeah, that's the question mark
figure
thing.
This we looked at, and that is to us.
See that
form. This is more of an ET form by the eyes, the nose, and
whatever it is. I truly believe 100% it came out of whatever I done using the Ouija board. This came straight out of my ceiling, triggered my motion camera. Did I send you the video of this? Did I send you the video or just the picture?
You live on sacred ground. That's why.
Yeah, you've got a lot of energy.
You opened that Ouija board, you opened everything to come to you. And it's more than one thing. It's not just...
I've actually been to the library today to try and find a book or try and get a book. Well, look at books to find out what this exact thing is. It holds a question mark in his forehead. And the black things is like a pair of eyes. It comes down out the ceiling and it glances to the right. It doesn't turn, but the eyes glance. You can see it's a set of eyes, and then it just goes straight back up into the ceiling. But whatever it is, it triggered my Ring camera to start filming, and it picked it up as a person. So there's no one in the room.
That looks very extraterrestrial, as we both said. Me and Kris did say that. It does definitely doesn't look of a spirit form. This one definitely not. Then we've got this picture, but a bit more enhanced, guys, like with a different colouring to try and bring it out.
That's the same thing. That's exactly the same screenshot. That's just been enhanced.
Yeah, well, it's good to see it from different angles, because people might see something.
Exactly. You can see the question mark. I've done it to bring out the shape in his head, and it's clearly to me it looks like a question mark. I mean, it's 100% a pair of eyes.
Strange. Like, to me, it looks like a lizard eyes. Don't you think that's it? Like, it looks like lizard eyes. You know, like when they bulge out. It's very strange.
I truly believe the question mark must hold some meaning, and this is why I'm going to go back to the library tomorrow and try and see if I've looked high and low on the internet, and I just can't find anything that holds a question mark in its head, or what it means, or what it could mean. So yeah, this one is probably one of the most interesting.
No, that's not what it is. It's the brain. It's the telepathy. It's how it's communicating with you.
That's the energy in his forehead area. That question mark's his forehead. The black is the eyes. That's what I believe.
It looks like where the third eye would be, like the third eye.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I believe. But did I not send you the clip?
You did.
Yeah. So again, it's the same thing from the beginning. It drops down at the ceiling and stares to the right.
When you look at that photo, blur your eyes. Then you'll see it perfectly.
I stared at that fact.
Go back and look at that photo and blur your eyes. Now blur your eyes. Take your vision off. You'll see it perfectly.
I don't really know how to blur my eyes.
You don't know how to blur your eyes?
I can see it. I can see it fine anyway.
Now you see it though, but when you blur your eyes?
I've been looking at it for the last 6 months.
I'm telling you, take your vision away, blur your eyes. You'll see its face.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
See its body pop up a little bit.
I ain't seeing no body, but yeah, I do get what you mean.
It's definitely weird looking, definitely. Then moving on to, like, I think this next picture is an absolutely amazing picture, and most definitely a picture that's got amazing evidence of a person that's passed away. We were all blown when we see this one.
That's my daughter, the living girl. On the right is my daughter, and it's the same photo with the rib cage in a minute ago, and it's also the same picture as the hand. If I sent you the hand as well, so that's all the same photo. I've not actually shared the photo as a whole to anyone, or even on my YouTube channel, because it's got someone else's child in it as well, and it's not it's obviously personal to a lot of people. So I sort of I don't want to sort of talk about people's personal life, if you know what I mean. It ain't really mine.
We're not going to be bringing that up, but it was a very compelling evidence of spirit after passing in that.
100%.
This is the shadow man that Peter was talking about, that had the either sword or the knife in his hand. That made
you can see just above the letterbox, you can see what looks like a bladed article in his hand. This is the first picture I ever took, and I took this picture at 11:05 on January the 15th last year, and it was after an object fell off the radiator cover, which is to the right in front of me and my partner. That's actually a zoomed in, that photo is a screenshot zoomed in of the original photo. So I was sat on the sofa at the time, and that wall separated me and that area of my house. So I'm sat on the sofa. So yeah, I mean, I believe I took 2 photos, one after the other. It was in one and not the other, so I truly believe it wanted to be in the photograph. And also just after that, I was sick for like 6 weeks after taking that picture. It made me really ill. I went and had my blood tested and everything. They couldn't find anything or give me any answers. And I was just,
So that, as you see, guys, you've got his sword or his knife area to the top of his knife, like the pointed area. Then you've got his head here.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very clear picture and very amazing. And then moving to the next one.
That's again, it's the same thing with the question mark. I just sent you. I probably should have planned it a bit better to send you stuff that.
Then we got this amazing purple orb that was caught by Peter as well. Absolutely beautiful color.
Again, it's a screenshot from a video, and this happened. This was right at the start. This is one of my first ever videos. I think this was actually my first upload to my YouTube channel. So I think, even though I took the Shadow Man photo first, I filmed this before. If that makes sense. I filmed this after, but uploaded this first. But yeah, so this is a screenshot from a video. I'll send you the full video. But yeah, I've been told pink means loved one.
Yeah, it can do. Yep.
Same picture as a minute ago. It's the rib cage. The person next to my daughter.
Yeah.
The hand belongs to no one in the photo.
You can see the hand there. You can see like the person laying there. Very, very cool pictures. And then we had this one.
That's the same one from the first one. That's not been enhanced. That's the original screenshot of what we were talking about, the lady with the beehive.
Yeah,
it's the same.
so
It's the same
original.
picture.
So you can kind of see her, but not as clear as when.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was someone else that enhanced it for me.
And then I'm going to come over to a few of Peter's videos. Now these are really, really cool. They're not in order; they were just uploaded. But the one that's really good with the orb in it is right at the end. So we're going to put these ones up as well, guys, and I'm going to try and do that into a big screen so that people can see that properly. I don't like. There isn't no sound to that one for some reason, but
Oh no, baby.
There was talking and stuff going on, guys, and there was.
I can't. Yeah.
Then we've got the one in his bedroom. So let's bring that one.
Yeah, see, I don't know if anybody actually heard that, but I obviously have heard it 100 times, so I know what clip it was. But it sounds to me like they say, we really want to love you, which is weird. It's one of the love you ones I got. Literally, that's like a week before Christmas, I think that was. But it sounds like he or she is saying, we really want to love you, which is...
Yeah, it did sound like that from when we listened to it as well. The sound for some reason is not very high. I don't know why. That's not my fault. I don't know why it's doing that. But the next video...
No,
it goes out. I'm going to play that one again. That's so cool, that one.
you can see it sort of follow me out the room, can't you? It certainly appears that way to me anyway.
Yeah, it was two. What was the white shadow around you, and then the orb behind you?
If you look around the light in its head, which I believe is the same light as the question mark, what we were talking about in the other photograph. Look around the light. Hmm. 100% follows me out the room.
Interesting clip, and you can definitely see what looks like the shape again.
3 times I've caught that on camera. What I believe is the same spirit or same being. I'm not sure, but I believe that's the same thing that drops out the ceiling with the question mark. That's what I believe.
Yeah, it more than likely is, and it looks like the bit that comes out the wall looks very similar, but
it's a whole area, which is, you know.
No, put your videos in your most active areas, and then you're bound to catch it again or more clearer. And next video, guys. and moving over there. It's only 5 seconds long, but
I love you, John, I believe is what's said there.
I love you, John, is said as well, yeah.
I love you, John. There's 3 times I've had upcoming to Christmas. I had it 3 times. I love you, John. We really want to love you. And my greatness, they called me. My greatness, are you with us? Which is, again, it's like they're either trying to befriend me or they do love me for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
and spirits do. Spirits can come to love people and have a lot of respect for people. So, yeah, I get a lot of my spirits that tell me they love me all the time and that, and it's nothing negative. So, yeah. Definitely.
I didn't know if it was kind of them trying to befriend me or whatever, or make me believe that I don't know, they're warming to me rather than.
Just be
yeah, of course, 100%.
Obviously, once you've got rid of the negative energies, then you know that it's only the good ones in there. So
yeah,
then you've got more of a tail to go by. That's why when I speak to them, I'll say, if there's any good energies that want to talk to me or say anything nice, please come forward. And not 9 times out of 10, they will. A demonic spirit will just do what it wants to do and says it when it wants to. You know what I mean? But this next video clip is a machine that was used to enhance the voice of the spirits talking. So I'm just going to show this one up as well.
That was my stepdad that ran it through his computer program. I'm not sure if it was Mixcraft or something. Thing is, like, when I first started getting all this, my stepdad, he's worked for sound all of his life, and he doesn't believe in any of this before I started sending him my stuff. And he's ran, put a few of them through this program, which shows like the voice isn't me, or it isn't coming. He can't explain where the voices are coming from. He doesn't know. He's a big skeptic. He don't believe in any of it, or didn't believe in any of it before this. But yeah, what I believe is said in that video clip there is, "Hello, Johnny, can you hear me?" Which is my boy.
I'm just going to put it up again, guys, to see if you can hear that.
It's not even questionable. It definitely says hello at the beginning and hello at the end.
You can hear it, yeah, definitely.
I know that's quite a frequent thing that's said is, "Hello, can you hear me?" or "Hello, John, can you hear me?" Do you know what I mean? It's often said, it's like asking if
it's definitely got John in there, and it's definitely says, "Can you hear me?" I can hear that most definitely. This last video clip was done in the living room by the looks of it, and I think Peter was sitting down, and you see this orb come out of the wall, and it's amazing because it actually starts to glide in front of the camera, and it's not dust. Okay, this is a spirit energy. Okay, I can tell you for sure that is a spirit energy. You see it coming out of the wall over here, and then it comes down.
Yep.
Check the line out as well. See the line.
It looks, everything goes through it as well. I'm going to put that on again.
Check the line out when it comes halfway down. There's a black line going through the top,
going through it, which shows that it's fluorescent and it can be seen through. So just try it again. So it comes from this wall, and it comes up here, and then it comes across, and it's changing direction. This is not dust, and then you can see the line that was going through it there.
So I'm still yet to find out what the line means. It's a big question I've got that I just can't see.
That it caught from like in your front room. It may be a reflection from something in your front room.
Thing is, I filmed these blue orbs all at the start of this when this first started. That was shortly after the Shadow Man and shortly after the pink orb. I started filming these blue orbs. Often they got a black line going through them. It's not just that one. It's quite a few of them have, and it's not all the time, but it's only when it hits certain. It could be a reflection. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but it's definitely not dust.
More things. That's why it's good that you're doing what you're doing, because then you might maybe find something even more compelling than what you've already got. And what he's got is already awesome, guys. Like, so they're the pictures and the videos that I was sent for the show and that. I think we will have to get him back on again, and maybe he could have a bit more footage and stuff to show, maybe more about his footage.
Kind of regret not giving you some of my better stuff, because I have got a lot better stuff that I didn't. I just fired some stuff over in the chat.
Wait, the blue, that one, there was another one in front of your patio with the blue orb. That was amazing. That one was, it was longer video too. You didn't get that one in the chat?
Oh, I've probably lost the chat, sis, because of the amount of people that have been writing in it.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, it's my bad. I should have been a bit more prepared.
When I went back to get it, it was gone. Like, but that was what I got. But we could get Peter back on a further show where he can, you know, your evidence is good. You can clearly see there's things in your videos, in your pictures, and that there is nothing wrong with that footage. But
yeah,
if you're saying you've got better footage,
yeah, I have. Yeah,
we do want to see better footage and better pictures, like, just because people love this stuff, and there are a lot of people opening up to it. And you know, when you're investigating, you're studying into this thing, it is about showing that compelling evidence, showing life after death. And you know, what one person sees in a picture doesn't mean that another person sees the same thing. They might see something else. That's really good to have different judgment of character and that.
Definitely, without doubt.
But they were absolutely amazing footage and stuff. I'm just
I
going to go over and see what anyone says.
I respect everyone's opinions.
You can describe stuff though that's going on, because you said that the mayonnaise jar fell down the other day.
It went a jar. It was a bottle. It was a plastic bottle, and it literally just tipped over on the side in front of my eyes. But
well, what else?
Yeah.
Daily? Does that happen daily?
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen daily. When I took that photo of that shadow man, after it was a Persil cap, you put the detergent in the cap and you chuck it in the washing machine. Yeah, that's what fell off the radiator cover. Now, after I took that, I just started filming more and more, really. But the thing, it was dropping daily to begin with. But after I started using the cameras and that, the objects, the dropping of the objects or falling of the objects slowed down quite a lot, because it was like they were getting attention from me using the cameras. I was asking them questions, they were replying. When I stopped asking questions, I still ran the camera. They started asking me questions. That's when the "Can you hear me?" started, and the "Hello, John," and all this. You know, they all start addressing now. Without a doubt, they just use me by my first name now. It's just crazy.
Well, they don't seem angry, so I think you're okay. Honestly, even if you do have some sort of, I think it's the fact that you live on holy ground. That's what happened.
There is another energy that has been there, but yeah, most of them are good.
Well, if there's an alien around, then I feel like it's someone that's gonna try and help him.
I'm not ruling the alien thing out. I'm really not, because like a lot of the stuff I'm filming just doesn't appear to be human, and I can't explain it, and I just can't find anything out about it. I still believe it's come through using the board, but
yeah,
it was, and that's what I'm saying. Like, the guys are saying that it's really amazing evidence. They're really liking that, so it would be really good for you to bring some more bits back.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And I'm just seeing if there's anyone that's asked any questions, because we can't be ignoring the chat either. Like, if there's people that are asking questions, we need to be doing whatever. So using pink means they're trying to make you see they mean you no harm. Yeah, and it's also a sign of a loved one as well.
Loved one, yeah, that's what I was told.
What it appears could be leading you to something. But also, yeah, as Sister Drew was saying, also pink is where they're showing you that they don't mean any harm. It's a positive energy. It's a good energy and stuff. Like, yep, she's right there as well.
I need to send you that video of the pink orb, because there's so much going on in that video. There's what I believe spirits flying up through the ceiling. I believe it's when it all first started happening, and it's when I believe the portal first opened. It was crazy. Stuff was falling every day then.
Oh.
They really like this stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if that sort of footage, they really enjoy that, and we can get you back on a later date, and we'll just do it about your footage, and you can explain what you got in it, and
yeah.
Do you realize how much energy it takes a spirit to actually have a physical object? It takes a lot
to move a visit. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
And there is some, because I remember him showing me some links and that, but like I said, I've lost the links up the chat because there were so many people talking and whatever. But there was some one where you actually see the spirit physically moving the cap on top of the milk.
Yeah, the milk bowl lid. Yeah, that's cool video.
If we can get all of that stuff back over and show that next time, that'd be really good, because that's good stuff.
That was going on for it was going on for about 3 minutes. It was going on for like a minute before I started filming. The funny thing about that video is it was going on. I could hear this tapping. I just made a cup of coffee. I could hear this tapping noise. Looking around the kitchen, what is it? I looked right up close to the milk bowl and realised the lid was tapping like someone was trying to flick it off.
That's a reptoid. I think he was going on about that weird one with the black eyes in the weird bit. A reptoid, yeah, definitely. It's most
I'm gonna have to look.
Fixture. Yeah.
I'll look that up after the chat.
Lucky buttons. Okay, that's Pups talking to Drew. Hi, Uncle Danny. I'm just trying to make sure that we haven't missed any
cool.
questions. I sense it's near or on an old cemetery, misstable, built on an unmarked one. Could very well be.
These are old war houses, and I say it's another thing on my list is to go to the library and find out what was built, what these houses were built on, what was here before these houses were built. But they were built to be ripped down. They were never permanent houses. They were built for the war, and they were due to be ripped down, and obviously never did get taken down. So that's that's about all I know really. But you're surprising.
Why would?
My bad.
Faces in the wall. Back to Kris. Why would? I'm confused what that means, Pups.
Why would there be faces in the wall? Perhaps.
No, he's saying something about wood. You'll have to elaborate.
What wood? Because I've got, what are you talking about? The chair behind me?
It's one of those walls, though.
Is he talking about my star machine when I saw the faces?
He might have. He might be going on about that, because I know that he did say that he'd seen a few things. So
I did too.
There was a lot
more than I wanted to see. Trust
when
me.
you're in this line of work, you've got to be prepared for what you see when you're in this line.
Okay,
of work.
look, now hold on. I'm not in the work. I'm in the.
Yeah, but if you're going to be part of shows and you're going to be part of people that do this sort of thing, you're going to get experiences.
But I've already done all that. I was watching it in real time on my own time, but I wasn't ready for what I was seeing, but I do know what I saw. So that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A big whiff.
Yeah. A big, a huge whiff of faces.
Oh my God, I just got a biff shift of dragon's blood. Oh, that's nice. Oh, dragon's blood is a protective thing. That's really good to have around. So that's good that you're smelling that.
Is that related? Is that related to my situation? Sorry.
Oh, I mean, she was just saying that. I think that was what she's saying is like when she was watching a certain thing to do with you, and that she smelled dragon's blood, which is a sign of protection, because dragon blood is used for like protection and stuff. So yeah, could very well be.
When you were talking about the tree that was hit by lightning, I wish that I had grabbed a piece off of this tree that got hit by. There was 2 trees that got hit by lightning right next to us, and now there's nothing left of them now, but they marked them to be taken away. But I did not know that was. I mean, I guess you would think that would be a blessing of some sort, but it also killed the poor tree, So, but yeah, wish I had picked up a piece of that tree.
Yeah, the trees that get put down like that, really good to pick up the branches and stuff. Really, really good for like tools, like wands and stuff like that. Also for like certain spells and things in your home.
To be honest, I witnessed it because it was in my backyard, so I saw the lightning hit that day. So,
Yeah. Guides is definitely another one that you could do, like calling on your guides, protectors, angels, things like that. You've gotten faith.
Funny you say that. Some guy has written on my I say some guy, just another Facebook person has written on one of my posts earlier, and he said he's picked up certain stuff from how he done it over the looking at my stuff online. I don't know, but he says my spirit guide's called Maximus or something. It's the first time I've ever heard that. But he says he's picked up on the. He's picked up on that I've got mediumship something, and yeah, my spirit guide's called Maximus. It's the first time I've ever heard anybody say anything like that, and I don't know how much truth's in it.
Them when you've got your spirit boxes and stuff on, asking if you've got a spirit guide and what his name is, get him to give you the name. They will tell you that, because that's how I found out about my guys. But like I said, like anybody can get a read of an energy if you've got the faith in believe that you can do that, and you've got to believe what you're saying and mean it as well. You don't need to believe in God. It's faith in the process. Yeah, faith within yourself, faith in you and what you're doing, you know. So
yeah, right. That's good to know.
You can, at least you're willing to let people in. They really haunted won't let people in. Yeah.
Oh, what, Lee? Yeah, he's for this. Sorry, yeah, he's yeah, I don't agree. I don't believe that story, to be honest.
Just going through the chat, because I do not want to miss any of the comments in case I missed anything. So, and it's good because on the StreamYards you can actually get all of the comments all in one place. So obviously you see a lot of these. You see a lot of amazing footage, guys. Amazing pictures. As I said, we will get Peter back on the show. With some more evidence and stuff like that, some better footage and stuff like this. Footage was really good, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, no, I would have planned it a lot better, because obviously it was just some random screenshots I sent you, to be honest.
Yeah, we were blown away by what we'd seen, but to see the real stuff, like the actual pictures that you got, not the screenshots of them, that would be awesome, and I think people will love that. But as I've said to you guys, this guy is legit. The activity that's going on in his home is legit. There are some really cool evidence and stuff out there. If you could just say to the guys quickly, Peter, like the platforms and stuff that they could reach you out on, so that they can actually follow your work, like what you're doing at your home and when you're in.
I don't really use TikTok, but I've got my YouTube channel, which is My House is Haunted 365, and it's also my Facebook group is the same, My House is Haunted 365. So if anybody wants to chat or anything on there, or watch my videos on YouTube.
365, guys, okay? Go and check him out, because if you want to, like, obviously you all like the paranormal, most of the guys that are in here, and he has got a very active house and a very interesting one to watch. You'll get a lot of footage and a lot of things that you can see by doing that. So please go over and check out his YouTube and things like that, and his Facebook, and just support him. Like, that's what we're supposed to do in this community, support each other and help each other through things. Like, there is no judgment. Everybody makes mistakes and learns from them. That's how you become who you are. Okay, so hello, Ghost Squad. How are you, sweet? And everybody else that's in the room, we do love you all very, very much. And like I said, we will get Peter back. We will show some other evidence of what he's got.
I'll get some of my best bits up, yeah.
And I know that Peter's took some of your advice, and as I said to you earlier, Peter, I do really think that you do need to seek somebody to come in your house just for your son's sake.
Yeah, I agree with you, definitely.
You know, like I said, the haunted never goes. We can get rid of the negative energies, but you're always going to have those good energies. You're always going to have those ones that want to interact and talk and do whatever. That's not going to go. You just don't want it with whatever may be negative in there being there. So just your son's safety.
Yeah, of course, without a doubt.
Is there anything you'd like to say? Because obviously it's coming up to the 2-hour mark now. Is there anything else you would like to say to the guys before we end the show?
Like I say, just don't, with the Ouija board and that, just obviously before you go using it, definitely look into what you're doing and try and at least know what you're doing, or be able to protect yourself before you're doing it. That's obviously the main mistake I made during all of this, is why I'm in the situation I am now. But
but you have learned, and you are doing better, and that's good. Because there's some people that would carry on doing that, thinking that they're not making any harm and just making something go really bad, and you haven't, which is really good. So it shows that you have got that control in a way. You've just not got the understanding of how to control it. So with help from us, you'll be able to do that. So knowledge, research, safety, and be, just make sure that you understand about hauntings, and you understand about different spirits, and you understand about your cleansings and your blessings and things like that. It's really, really important, guys. And don't use objects that you don't understand. Okay, definitely not. But I want to say a big thank you to Peter for coming on to our show tonight, and for letting
Thank
us
you for having me.
footage. It's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's
I appreciate you taking the time to have me on, and obviously appreciate everybody that stopped in to watch and show a bit of support and stuff. So yes, I really appreciate it, and it'd be great to come on again, and we'll line the footage up a bit better. I say I just fired over some random screenshots and stuff really in a chat, but I have got better stuff.
Yeah, well,
I say
you start looking that up and getting those into a file and together and that, and then when we've got enough spare time and that, you can come back on again, and we just have like a little paranormal video thing, Quickly, Pup said, Kris is the key to this haunting. She has the answer, just needs to put the pieces together. Why would
it? I'm not. I don't do that to me.
Hi everyone, lovely to see Kris and Sherry and the guest. Thank you very much, Facebook user Drew. Much love, darling. So thank you very much, guys. Is there anything you want to say, sis, to the crowd before we stop?
It was lovely seeing everyone, and I think we do have to look further into this, my friend. Maybe a private talk.
Yeah, cool, definitely.
So thank you again, Peter, for joining us and for bringing us the amazing footage and for answering the questions. Thank you to my lovely sister.
Thank you both for having me. I say I wasn't really that prepared. Like I've been really ill and stuff. So, but yeah,
that's fine. We still got by and we had a really good show, and it was really interesting. So that was awesome. So
cool. Thank you.
Peter, lots of love to my sis. Lots of love to all of my angels that are in the room that have come and supported us in all of our group chats and things like that. We love you all. Stay safe, stay real, and stay spooky, guys. And remember, always be you and always be true. And we'll see you all very, very soon.
Bye.
Not finished yet. Just got to do the video.
You're good, baby doll.
I'm going to do both videos, so 2 minutes. Love and light, guys. See you later.